Hi, we're Retirement Dreams to Reality. I'm Keely, this is Bruce, and today we're going to talk about our top 10 tips from our recent trip on P&O Azura Summer 24.
So the first one I'm going to talk about is the dress code. So previously on other cruises we've been on, there has been a dress code, hasn't there?
Yeah, there's always a dress code.
But it hasn't been super strict. So when we've gone on Royal Caribbean, even though they've said you've got to wear smart dress and everything else, and I've always wore kind of nice shorts and a polo shirt and gone down for a meal. I mean, even though we've gone in there, we've seen people with Hawaiian tops on and everything else. So yeah. I think I kind of took the same attitude into P&O, but they are really strict. So myself and somebody else in the party, we went down for the main dining, and when we got there, we noticed people were being turned away, and we couldn't work out why. And it turns out that you're not allowed to wear shorts.
It does say that. It says that really clearly on the website, long trousers only in main dining. But it says that on all of the cruise
we've been on cruises before. The Royal Caribbean, they're not nowhere near as strict.
It does say long trousers.
Yeah.
But no, you can wear tailored shorts, can't you?
Yeah, but this time you can't. So our top tip for this one is that, I mean, we got down there and we saw what was happening, and then we just basically went upstairs and got changed. However, there were people on there that were getting really upset and quite cross. So
I think they're embarrassed.
Yeah, so I mean, and some people are arguing with them, which is no point because you're not going to get anywhere arguing with them. So we just pretty much went and got changed. But our top tip is just to save yourself the embarrassment, like you say, and to save yourself the being uncomfortable, you can't wear shorts.
Don't try and wear shorts in main dining. So another one of our tips is speciality dining. Now, I think there are 3 different restaurants to speciality dining. There is Epicurean, there is Sindhu, and I think there's one called Boardwalk. But we didn't.
Like a surf and turf one.
I think it is, yeah. But we didn't look into that at all, did we? So I don't know a lot about that. But we booked Epicurean, and it genuinely is speciality dining.
Yeah, it was lovely. I mean, it felt like a Michelin star restaurant.
Yeah.
But for really good value and for really good portions. It
was the proper sort of cordon bleu. You got the little dots of sauces and the fancy arrangements, and it was special. It felt really nice. The food was lovely.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, the starter I had looked like it was a glass half open with like pea soup in it, and I thought it was awful. But other people seemed to like it. But I think one of the real big pros was the fact that you kind of got meat on the bone, so somebody came at the side of you, didn't they?
And somebody did the flambé thing.
The flambé was pretty cool. So you're getting a really nice experience, really nice food for good value with good portions. So it ticks a lot of boxes, that one.
Yeah, it was a nice excuse to dress up again as well. So everybody sort of did a bit of a formal situation.
So that was our favourite, even though we only did 2 out of the 3. That was definitely our favourite.
Yeah,
whereas the other one, Sindhu, yeah.
We did go to Sindhu as well, but it wasn't as special as Epicurean. It was a bit too spicy for us.
There was a couple of people in our party that have quite a lot of spicy food, and even they said they thought the Sindhu one was too spicy.
Yeah. I mean, it was nice, but if you're only going to do one specialty restaurant, our top tip would be book Epicurean quite early.
Yeah.
Because actually, when we did book it, we only had a choice of a few days. Do you remember?
Yeah, again, you have to book quite early.
Some of the specialty restaurants do get booked up very quickly.
I think because it's such good value and they are good experience.
It was lovely. So. It was did you have deconstructed lemon meringue?
Yeah, it was like quite cool. It was really nice. And the thing is, even though it was a bit fancy and a bit silly, it was still really nice tasting food. So and I had a steak as well, which was really well cooked.
I can't remember what I had. I just know I loved the whole experience.
Yeah, it's nice. That was a good one. So that was a really good one.
Yeah, that's our second top tip.
The third one is evening snacks. So they call it evening snacks. So you assume that it's going to be like maybe what we did. We assumed it might be cheese and biscuits or some kind of few cakes and bits and bobs. But then when we went down there, it was full on food, full on Indian,
full on Chinese, full on pizzas, full on. So if you're the type of person who likes to go out for a drink of an evening and then have a takeaway sort of on the way home, it was sort of like that, wasn't it?
Into that. And if you've done an excursion, because some of the excursions bring you on quite late and you've missed certain times dining, So and you don't fancy going to the diner later on, then you could actually go down at that time. It was like 10:30, wasn't it?
It was 10:30, 11 o'clock. Because it was called evening snacks, we
Yeah.
sort of just gave it a miss. We
Yeah.
didn't go anywhere near it till about the 10th day, did we?
Yeah, and we assumed when we went down there'd be absolutely nobody there, would there?
So
And it was
busy.
heaving, absolutely full.
Absolutely.
But like you say, you could go there, you could have a full 3-course meal
Yeah.
at whatever time you wanted. So again, that felt quite nice, quite something extra.
It definitely wasn't snacks.
Yeah.
If you are a late night eater, particularly
Yeah.
after you've had a drink,
Yeah,
check out the evening snacks in the main buffet.
yeah, lots of choice, really good.
Loads full on choice.
Yeah, that's that one.
So you asked for lots of extra food, didn't you? That was another top tip.
Yeah, that's right. So we basically when I've gone on Royal Caribbean, I've struggled with kind of the vegetables and stuff because I do like my veg, but they tend to put loads of salt on it. But I've never said anything because I don't like to cause a fuss.
Yeah.
So I tend to just eat as is. And then when we went on the P&O, they put all the veg in loads of butter. And again, I'm not used to that at home. So I just said, is there any way I can have like on the side some veg just cooked, not cooked in butter? And no problem at all. There was no grumble, there was no fuss, no muss. And they brought me veg every time, didn't they?
Yeah,
And then everybody on the table started doing that as well.
Every time after that, they brought people sort of non-buttered.
Yeah, extra veg.
vegetable, yeah.
So don't be. The top tip is don't be afraid to ask. I mean, that's the whole reason you're on holiday, isn't it? Is to do these things. So don't be afraid to ask for things. And we also asked for extra bread, and they brought us that, didn't they?
Extra ice cream. So
Yeah.
I think the first couple of nights, I asked for just a scoop of ice cream with my dessert.
Yeah.
And a few other people around the table said, oh yeah, I'd like that. So regardless of what sort of extras it came with, they wanted a bit of ice cream. By about day 3 or 4, she was literally bringing everybody on our
Yeah.
table.
When I had my coffee, she remembered every time that sometimes I have like a bit of milk with my coffee. So sometimes I wanted it black, and she'd just bring me a little bit of milk on the side, which was really nice. So again, that little extra bit of care was really nice. So
You
again,
can
top
ask for it
tip.
to be customised. can't
Yeah,
you?
top tip is don't be afraid to ask. You're on your holiday.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal.
Yeah,
that's that one.
really good.
Do you want to do the next one, cost?
So the final one
sorry.
is we didn't see anything about it anywhere. I've never seen anything about it on reviews. Maybe we've missed it. But on pool days, so on sea days when you're stuck on ship, at least twice during our holiday, they did a barbecue day. So by the main pool, they set up this amazing barbecue with all different sides and salads and sauces.
And cooked meats, there's loads
and
like
corn on the
burgers
cob
and
and
steaks.
extras.
There's pork chops, there's loads of stuff.
Everything. And they cooked a lot of it in front of you.
Yeah.
And it was really, really nice. So you can always get a burger or pizza by the pool.
Yeah.
But this was something special, wasn't
And
it?
it was stuff you couldn't get in main dining. It was
Yeah.
stuff you couldn't get in the buffet. So, and we'd have completely missed it because we had no idea.
If
it
you're the
was
sort of
there.
person that doesn't go round like the busy pools and tries to find somewhere quiet,
Yeah.
you could easily miss this barbecue day. It was a
Not
really,
like that.
really nice, extra sort of foodie thing
Yeah,
to
so
do.
the top tip is definitely try that out.
Try the pool barbecue day.
That was lovely.
I think that's the end of the food ones.
Yeah.
We had a lot of food
So we
ones.
broke it to food, and then now you're going to talk about costs, aren't you?
Yes, yeah. So there's a couple of things in terms of cost. Now we always do super saver. And when you book that, generally it will say things like you may have to pay for tender in various ports. Now we only had one tender, but we didn't have to pay for anything extra. If the shuttle buses were free, we got them free. If you have to pay for the shuttle bus, we paid for the shuttle bus. But generally, don't be scared to book the Super Saver thinking you're going to have lots of extras to pay for on ship, because we absolutely didn't.
No.
We were quite surprised that there was no mention of paying for the tender at all.
And there was a kind of upgrade in terms of the location of our cabin as well, wasn't there?
Yeah, we think usually if you do like a Super Saver, you sort of get, is it aft, forward or back basically? But we were smack in the middle. You are quite often also get very low or very high. We were floor 6. So generally we got a really good cabin as well. So we're not sure if it was a bit of an upgrade but we didn't have any issues at all booking really the most basic cabin that we could. Please remember, if you're enjoying this video, or even if you're not, please help by liking and subscribing. Like and subscribe. And another thing in terms of cost is the drinks package.
Yeah, I mean, we've been with people previously. See, we don't really drink. So we never really get the drinks package, but the people that we go with always do, and it's quite expensive. And they did it on Royal Caribbean, and they went to town on it. So they had pages and pages of stuff.
Yeah.
So this time, what they did was they tried to do it differently. So they thought they'd pay as you go, and their experience was.
Yeah, so basically you can go on there's loads of websites, loads of different websites that will say a drinks calculator. P&O might even have one themselves where you type in roughly what you think you might drink during a day and it tells you whether the drinks package is worth it or not. Now the people we're going with this time both wanted to be a little bit healthier, so they didn't want to go overly excessive, but they wanted to drink what they wanted to drink. So they decided they weren't going to have the drinks package, they were just going to drink what they wanted to drink on ship. Now they had fancy, nice wine bottles.
They had a bottle of wine with every meal.
Yeah, a couple of bottles.
Yeah, they had cocktails. They had drinks during the day. They didn't restrict themselves.
No gins and
I think they enjoyed it
whiskies.
more because they didn't go over the top and overindulge. So.
And one of the couples saved £600
on
the drinks package, and the other couple saved £400 on the drinks package. So by both of them, if they booked the drinks packages, this is before they got on ship as well, if they'd pre-booked them at a sale price, they both still saved a substantial amount of money, even drinking cocktails, drinking bottled lagers, beers, ciders, everything they wanted to, gin, everything they wanted to drink. So really price up whether you think the drinks package.
Yeah, the tip is that you don't have to have the drinks package, because a lot of people think, because when I talk to people about cruises, they go, well, how much is it? And you go through kind of the price, and then they go, well, how much is the drinks package? And then when you tell them how much the drinks package is, it kind of I think it puts people off a little bit. But if you actually go, well, you don't have to do that, you can still have a really good time and drink what you want and pay a reasonable price. So, and you thought that the P&O one was much more good, better value for money.
The prices I think that the drinks on the P&O are really reasonably priced anyway.
Yeah,
definitely.
So that's definitely another tip.
So just price it up, see what you think.
And like you say, you could use that money
on.
You could use that money on an excursion or something else instead if you wanted to.
Yeah, you definitely could. So I think that's the end for costs, really.
Yeah. So, the one about the excursions. So, so basically, we did one excursion and it was Pompeii what was it called?
Pompeii on your own.
Pompeii on your own, that's it.
Is this everybody's first time here? Yes. Okay, everybody nodding. Okay. It's gonna drive us to Pompeii and back to the ship.
And that sold out we bought that really early and it sold out super quick. And all the excursions, don't expect to go on ship, or from our experience, don't expect to go on ship and then book your excursions when you're on there, because they were just completely sold out, weren't they?
I think by the time we got on ship, the only excursions that weren't sold out were really expensive.
Yeah, maybe
ones.
the top end ones.
Yeah, see, Pompeii on your own was about €35 or something.
Yeah.
So I think the cheaper ones particularly do sell out quicker as well.
Yeah, so just be aware of that. So the top tip is, if you want to do an excursion, book it early.
Yeah.
And also don't be afraid to do the kind of low end ones. We just did, like, say, Pompeii on your own, and it was a really nice journey on the coach. You were still taken care of. It didn't feel any different. We had a really nice lady on the bus who was giving us a really nice talk and giving you a bit of history.
Yeah.
And then she was, like I say, we had a meeting spot and you felt like you were all kind of looked after.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, just make sure you book those early.
Yeah.
That was that one.
Yeah, definitely the cheap ones.
So do you want to do the next one?
So I think we're getting to sort of the final couple now. But
yeah.
You will all know when you go on a cruise that there always seems a few stops that are sort of filler stops. You've got to get to the place where you want to go, Rome or Catalonia or somewhere like that. But it takes a couple of days, so they put in these filler stops. Now, one of ours was a place called Taranto. So P&O provided a free shuttle bus to the bridge in Taranto, so that was good. This is the famous bridge. And I tried to read up lots about it, but there wasn't really a lot to say about it, apart from, it's a bit boring, it's not the prettiest port. But we got off and we had a really nice day.
It was really surprising because, like you say, the thing is, we walked down the first part and there was a building that was amazing. It looked like the Flatiron building from New York. It was beautiful, and there was quite a lot of architecture around that was really nice to see. So you don't even have to get off and do something. We basically got off and went to a coffee shop, didn't we?
We did coffee, ice cream, and shopping. I think.
Yeah, and you did, and I think as well, because it's a port that's not necessarily known for its tourism, I think the prices were really good as well, weren't they?
And
found
people
some
were really
deals.
friendly.
Oh, people were lovely.
I think they like
They needed the tourism,
Yeah.
needed people to come, didn't they? And
yeah, I think they
there
did.
was quite a lot off in a lot of the shops, wasn't there?
Yeah, there's lots of sales and things. So I think
Yeah.
top tip is don't, if you think that it's going to be a boring port, get off and try. What have you got to lose?
Yeah, definitely.
It
have a
doesn't
go.
cost anything to get off ship.
Yeah, even if you just get off for an hour or so and just have a look around and then have a coffee and then come back on ship and stuff.
You might be pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, so that's one of our big ones.
Yeah.
But,
Get
so
off in
that's
the
good.
filler ports.
So the last one is ship time. So it changed about, we were thinking about it. So I think we spoke about it before the video, and I think you thought it changed about 8 times. But I don't think
Maybe
it
I'm
changed as much as that.
exaggerating.
Yeah. But please, you need to be super aware of the different time changes. So there were a couple of occasions whereby people were late back to the ship, and I don't know if that's because of their organisation or because they didn't actually check the times.
They weren't on ship time.
Yeah, now just be prepared to be named and shamed. Now they didn't directly name and shame, but
They sort of, the day before, the day that we're talking of, they'd say, can the Smith family please report to, we need to know whether you're back on ship. Can the
The day
Smith
before?
family, well, the day of.
Right.
Yeah. So the day of, they would name a family and say, you need to be, can you please report? Well, don't know whether you're here, please report.
Yeah.
And then what happened the next day?
Well, yeah, then the next day the captain came on and he didn't say who they were, but he was like, I think I'm going to have a chat with these people and see if they bought a watch or something like that. So it was kind of very British humour, kind of tongue-in-cheek.
Can you all make sure you don't do what somebody did yesterday? I'm thinking I'm going
to make sure they invest in a watch or something like
Yeah.
that. So he wasn't happy because the problem was he's got a strict schedule to stick to, and we then missed our embarkation time, didn't we?
I can't
And then
remember.
we stayed in port, and the positive was we managed to see the firework display, but we were late out from port, so he wasn't happy about that. So be
Yeah.
prepared that you might get your name mentioned over tannoy.
Yeah, don't be a pier runner.
Don't be a pier runner. Yeah, that's crazy. But that was that one. So was there any other ones that you wanted to talk about?
I don't think
that's it.
so. There's lots of little bits and bobs, like we really enjoyed the quiz in Brody's, do you remember?
Yeah, that's top tip. Do the quizzes. They're really interesting. They're a lot easier to do on the Royal Caribbean, I felt, because you could just turn up and have a little piece of paper and a go.
Yeah.
But they're more interactive on the P&O one. The music one was really cool.
I think it was about 2 hours long.
Yeah.
Is it music bingo?
It was yes,
Yeah,
it was.
music
Music
bingo.
bingo. You got a grid, didn't you?
Yeah,
So
but
there
the
are lots of
songs,
those
there were
things.
amazing
Yeah.
songs, and it
There are
took
other little
about 2
things.
hours.
Yeah, we could probably go on this video for a lot longer, but we just wanted to make it short and sweet.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we had a really
So
good
there
time.
are top 10 P&O
Yeah.
Azura tips. Hopefully they help you a little bit.
Yeah.
That's Keely. That's Retirement Dreams to Reality. Keely and Bruce, thanks for watching. And remember, like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
And please catch our other cruise videos.
Ain't gonna work. It's gonna hit the lifeboat.
They giving it to her.